Welcome to our video lesson on dividing decimals by whole numbers. Before we get started, I want to make sure you know the name of each part of a division question. We've looked at this before, so hopefully it will be a review. Let's look at this problem. 145 divided by 5 is equal to 29. We're going to name each part of this problem. 145 is the number that is being divided. This is called our dividend. I remember it's the dividend because this is the number that's ending. We're dividing that number into 5 equal parts. So we're not going to have 145 at the end. Now the number we're dividing by, that is our divisor. You should be labeling this in your guided note. So the number we're dividing by is our divisor. And the answer is known as our quotient. Today, we're going to be looking at dividing decimal dividends by whole number divisors. The steps. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to bring up the decimal. Then we're going to divide like normal. The last thing that's different is if you run out of numbers in your dividend, when you go to bring it down, you're going to add a 0. Okay, let's use these steps to do a few problems. The first problem, we have 364 and 2/10 divided by 12, or 364 and 20 hundredths divided by 12. The first thing we're going to do is write it down. The dividend is what goes inside our division symbol, so I'll write the 364 and 20 hundredths inside, and our 12 goes outside. Now we're going to divide. First we have this decimal here, and the first thing we're going to do so we don't forget about it is bring it up. So we're just going to bring up this decimal and put it right here. Now we don't have to worry about it, it's there, and we're done with the decimal. Now we divide like normal. Can 12 go into 3? No, it can't go into 3. Can 12 go into 36? Yes, it can, and it can go in 3 times. So I'll write my 3 up here. 3 times 2 gives me 6, and 3 times 1 gives me 3. So I get exactly 36. I'm going to subtract these and get a 0. Now I bring down the 4. Can 12 go into 4? No. So we have to put a 0 up here. Sometimes you're forgetting to write the 0. Don't forget that. So we put a 0 up here because 12 goes into 4 0 times. Now 0 times 12 is 0. 4 minus 0 is 4. And we bring down this 2. Alright, how many times can 12 go into 42? Well, I know that 12 times 3 is 36, which is less than 42, so I think it's 3. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1 is 3. Now we're going to do our subtraction. 2 minus 6 we can't do, so we're going to borrow from this 4. It becomes 12, and 12 minus 6 gives us 6. 3 minus 3 is 0. Now we bring down that 0. How many times can 12 go into 60? Well, I know it's 5. 5 times 2 is 10. And 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Subtraction. And we get our 0 down here. When we get the 0 down here, this means we are done. So 364 and 20 hundredths divided by 12 is equal to 30 and 35 hundredths. Alright, that's the first example. We're going to do another one. The second one here, the problem's a little bit easier. It looks easier, but we'll see what happens when we do it. We're going to write our problem. Remember, the first number is our dividend, so it goes inside the division symbol. I'm going to make sure this decimal is really big so you can see it. Divided by 2 is our divisor. Alright, the first thing we do, remember, is bring up our decimal. So we're going to bring this guy up, and then we don't have to worry about him anymore because he is done. Alright, now let's do our division problem. How many times can 2 go into 7? Well, 2 goes into 7 3 times, and 3 times 2 gives me 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Now let's bring down that 3. How many times does 2 go into 13? 6 times. And 6 times 2 is 12. 13 minus 12 gives me 1. Let's bring down that 5. How many times can 2 go into 15? 7 times. And 7 times 2 is 14. 5 minus 4 is 1, and we bring down this 9. Okay, how many times can 2 go into 19? Well, I know that 2 times 9 is 18. So 2 times 9 gives me 18. Subtraction, 9 minus 8 is 1. Okay, I go to bring down another number, but I don't have any numbers left. And I have a 1 down here, not a 0. So that means I'm not done. Now, this is when the last step comes in. The last step for these type of problems is if you run out of numbers in your dividend, you're going to add a 0 here. We add a 0 and then bring down that 0. How many times can 2 go into 10? Well, 2 goes into 10 5 times evenly. So we're going to write our 5 here. What's the wrong color? 5 here. And 5 times 2 is 10. It's getting a little squished down here. I'm going to bring it up. 10 minus 10 gives me my 0. Now I'm done. Remember, this is how we know we're done, when we get a 0 down at the very bottom. So our answer for 73 and 59 hundredths divided by 2 is 36 and 795 thousandths. Now it's time for you to do your practice. Try some on your own. If you're confused about any part of this video, please go back and re-watch it or ask me in class. That's all for now. I'll talk to you later.